Television. The House of Rest. Welcome to Nisi Television. The House of Rest.
The following program has been rated GE. It's therefore suitable for general viewing.
What is good health? How do we attain and maintain a healthy living? Meet health specialists who will offer solutions to your everyday health problems. Join me, Freedom Boro, every Wednesday from 7 to 9 a.m. here at Nisi Television on the 911 show, where happiness begins with good health.
take to be digested. So you find that foods can be digested more quickly than the normal fruits, than fruits. So when you take maybe food, maybe alongside fruits, probably even the food you've eaten is not yet digested. So when you take fruits immediately afterwards, it can end up being a waste. It can end up being wasted, or the rate of absorption can be very minimal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a limit of eating fruits? When do you know that you've taken too much of fruits? Or is there anything like that, like taking too much fruits?
There is no limit to taking fruits, but that question is relative to maybe if that kind of person taking fruits, do they have any condition, any other health condition? Because we can put a limit depending on whether this person has got any disease. For example, if someone is diabetic, we would not advise them to have varieties, or even they can have varieties, but maybe one at a time. Like they will not have varieties at once. They will have it just one at a time because of avoiding the sugar spikes. So for such a person, it would vary. But for a healthy person, or maybe children who are growing, or someone who is who has their lifestyle, maybe they use a lot of energy, then they can have as much as fruits as they want. There is no excess of fruits, and there's no excess of vegetables.
So there's no time that I can say that I've had too much of fruits or veggies? No,
but we would insist on varieties. So if you're having fruits, make sure if you're having 3 types of these fruits, maybe today, maybe in the late afternoon or tomorrow, you can have different. So the basic idea is to have varieties, but there is nothing like taking excess fruits.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can also space, like time. You can also space time, focus on varieties, and you'll be good to go.
Now we have very many types of fruits. Is there a fruit that should not be eaten by a certain age bracket, or any fruit can just be eaten by anyone?
Yeah, any fruit can be eaten by anyone. Considering again if they don't have any health conditions. But currently in our society, there are fruits that people term to be not very healthy because people have health issues, like maybe someone has got too much acidity, so they are like, okay, oranges don't go well with me, or pineapples don't go well with me, but there is no specific fruit for a certain kind of age. But there is something I would stress. There are fruits that have healthy fats. There are fruits that have healthy fats. There are fruits that are high in vitamin C. So as we age, the aging process sometimes compromises the immunity. So for such a person, something with vitamin C would be good, just to heighten up the immune system. Or maybe those fruits that have got good fats, like avocado, they will be good even to build up the tissues and the cells in the body, even as someone ages or someone goes through different stages in life.
So as we take fruits, we also need to take water.
Exactly.
How many times in a day should I take water?
Okay.
And the amount of water should I take in a day?
Okay, that question is relative in such a way that, okay, there are people who take water, excess water, and maybe they don't exercise. So you see the body is not sweating a lot. So nutritionally, we say someone can take up to 8 glasses of water in a day, but spread throughout the day. Spread throughout the day. So someone should not like sit like in one sitting, like I want to finish like
and
a
take
whole,
the 8 glasses together.
yeah,
together.
or like I want to take a whole liter of water, and then you just like take the whole liter of water. Yeah.
Now there are those people who prefer taking coconut water instead of the plain water. Is it advisable?
Coconut water.
Yes.
No, if you're taking water, it should be plain water. But coconut water hydrates. It hydrates your body. But no drink, no beverage, whether it's natural or not, should replace your water. Yes.
Now, there are people who also add cucumber and lime in their water. What about that?
I would say it's out of preference, for example, but there are benefits of taking lime water. For example, in the morning, if you take maybe lime in warm water, it can help you to flush out toxins in your body. It can help you to increase the level of antioxidants. Maybe that can also prevent cancerous cells in your body. It will also boost your vitamin C levels. Yeah, so so you will have the benefits of the lime and the water, especially when taken fasting in the morning. It's good.
Okay.
But for people who have acidity issues, again, they might not like
the lime.
they might not like the lime because of maybe of the effect it might give them afterwards.
Okay. Now let's talk about meat. What is the difference between white meat and red meat?
The difference between white and red meat is that red meat tends to have more cholesterol than white meat. And again, as you know, every kind of food when you take, it has to be broken down, and then there's waste products of every kind of food you take. So the red meat tends to have more of uric acid when it's broken down. That is why some people, maybe they have arthritis, they are told you can stop taking meats, especially the red meats, but you can go maybe easy on white meat. So red meat tends to have more of cholesterol compared to white meat.
So you've mentioned cholesterol. What is cholesterol? Around there.
Cholesterol, we can basically say, is the maybe amount of fat in the blood. Yes, that is why you hear of high cholesterol levels, and basically it's just the level of fat or let me just call it fat, for lack of a better word, in the blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've mentioned that the red meat has cholesterol.
Yes.
Any other foods that have cholesterol?
Basically, foods that have high cholesterol, maybe you can find maybe foods that are fried most of the times. Fried foods. Yeah, fried foods have got high cholesterol. Junk foods, they also have high cholesterol. And there's also a state whereby someone can take too much of carbohydrates, which will later be converted to fats and cholesterol. So someone might not really feel like they're ingesting a lot of cholesterol, but maybe the high carbs, the high starch they're taking in excess, that is not maybe broken down, it can be stored in the body as fat.
Okay.
So that is another way someone can maybe get cholesterol.
So I've taken too much of red meat, I've taken too much of fries.
Yeah.
How do I bring down the cholesterol in my body?
Basically would be reversing the process. Yeah, so if it's the amount of maybe fats you use, you can reduce, and also do more of unsaturated fats than saturated fats, because there are oils that are considered to be saturated. We say they've got bad cholesterol. And also we have bad cholesterol and we have good cholesterol. So good fats or good cholesterol, you can get them from fruits like avocados. So those are good fats or good cholesterol.
The healthy fats.
fats.
Yeah, the healthy fats. So when it comes to now the cooking oil, they're those, maybe they are solid, they are solid fats. So we say they are more saturated. So they could have more cholesterol compared to the unsaturated fats. And again, bringing down your carbs, your carbohydrate levels in your food, and of course exercising. Exercising would really help, or just having an active lifestyle. Another thing would be we're talking of reducing cholesterol.
Yes.
Yeah. So another thing would be exercising. Those are the major ones, and of course eating fruits and veggies, because of the fiber, they tend to bind with fats in the body. So when you take foods that are together with foods that are high in fiber, when they bind with the cholesterol, it's not, that cholesterol cannot be assimilated or absorbed in the body, because it will maybe bind to the fiber, and also the fiber will tend to like clean up the system.
Okay. Are there any the diseases associated with cholesterol?
Yes, so many diseases. One, we have heart diseases. Another thing, people the other thing about cholesterol that I would want to clarify, sometimes people think that when I look fat, I have cholesterol, or when I look maybe I'm not fat, I don't have a lot of cholesterol. Cholesterol is the amount of fat in your blood. Sometimes it cannot be seen physically.
So it's not the physical.
It's not physical. You can have someone who's big and someone who's maybe slender. They check the cholesterol levels, and someone who's slender could be having high cholesterol because that is fat in the veins, in the blood, like that. But there are risk factors that are also associated with high cholesterol. For example, there are some people, because of that, they can tend to have a bigger waistline, or maybe, let's say, belly fat. So one way to check if someone has got a high risk, they can have their waist circumference measured. For women, it's around 88 centimeters. For men, it's around 88 to 90 centimeters. So if it exceeds that, it shows that someone is at a higher risk of heart diseases. So those things, they are interrelated. Another health risk factor with cholesterol is high blood pressure. So most people, more than 80% of people with high cholesterol, they are at a very high risk of high blood pressure, and most of them have a high blood pressure. So high blood pressure, they are almost twin sisters with blood sugar. So you'll find most people with blood sugar, they have blood pressure. Yeah, but it all started from the cholesterol levels, and maybe their diet that was full of carbs, and that lacked minerals and vitamins. So there was a whole imbalance of what they were taking.
So we were talking about meat.
Yes.
What is the proper way of cooking meat? The right way of cooking meat?
The right way of cooking meat. I believe the right way of cooking meat would first be to boil the meat. Totally have it boiled kabisa. But before boiling it, of course, you have to wash it. You have to wash it properly and then boil the meat, because sometimes there are organisms that stick to meat. You find people, especially in trauma zones, someone takes meat and the meat is still red, but because the taste buds really like the meat, people don't mind. So you find that, and there are even some types of worms that would still survive if the meat is not well cooked, So it's good that first of all, someone washes, you boil completely, like for a few hours, no, not hours. Okay, you will know meat when it's ready, when you boil. And then from there, if you want to grill it, if you want to roast it, if you want to fry it, It depends.
But first of all, you have to wash the meat
And boil.
and boil.
Yes.
So nyama choma is not recommended.
Nyama choma, if you're still eating nyama choma and you can see most of it is very red, even if you're gonna eat it, just know that you are putting yourself in a lot of health hazard. That's why some people end up even getting things like amoeba and stuff. Yeah,
Because
or even
the meat
worms.
is actually raw. It's
Actually,
almost raw.
Yeah, the meat is almost like it's raw.
So how many times should I consume meat in a week?
In a week. Again, that question is relative because there are some people who have health condition. Like for example, me as a nutritionist, there are conditions you'd come to my office and you tell me I have this and this and this, and I'll tell you, stop meat for like 3 months or 2 months. So that
3 months without eating meat.
Yes, for your condition to reverse. Okay, I know you've not, we are not tackling that topic, but let me just say that there are foods that make the body acidic, you know. And there are also foods that we say they are mucus forming foods. And meat is one of them. So when your body is acidic, or when your body has got too much mucus, most of the times those people, they have 1 or 2 or 3 or multiple of conditions of lifestyle diseases. For example, this H. pylori thing people normally say, acidity, ulcers, it's just a lifestyle kind of related issue, but it's a challenge to so many people, you see. So if such a person would come to me and ask me, how many times am I supposed to take meat in a week? I'd be like, you're not even supposed to take meat for this specific time until we correct this condition, because it will keep on becoming worse. Yeah, but let me assume someone doesn't have any of those issues. It's just a normal person, you know. I would recommend meat at least twice a week.
Twice a week.
Yeah, and it's not like quarter meat,
Nikule nyama
half
peke yangu.
meat. No. You just do pieces, like maybe the size of your palm is okay. Those are just a few. Those are just a few pieces.
Now you've
the
talked
size of your
about
palm.
having too much mucus in your body.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
When we talk of mucus forming foods, for example, something like milk, for example, they create an atmosphere whereby, or a condition whereby, most of your organs, most of your body organs will malfunction or become sluggish, because these products you've taken, or these foods that you have taken, maybe you've taken them in excess, and maybe at that particular point your body needs to heal, you know. And even detoxing, do you know people don't detox ever? People eat from January to December. So even when you go slow on these mucus forming foods, it's also another way of detoxing your body.
So how do you detox?
Okay. So,
And what is detox in the first place? How do you detox, and what is detox?
So detoxing is a process whereby you remove toxins from your body. And there are different kinds of detoxing. You can detox your colon, you know, because if
That
you
is
don't,
the large intestine.
the large and the small intestines, and your stomach, like now the GIT from your mouth going down that way. So there's detoxing your colon, because you see, if you don't detox your colon and it's congested, these are the kind of people who have ulcers, H. pylori, blah blah blah. And then there's detoxing your blood. If you don't detox your blood, someone could also have issues. There's also detoxing organs in your body. For example, maybe your kidneys or your liver. You know, there's also detoxing of heavy metals. And someone might ask, okay, where do I get heavy metals? Heavy metals, you can get them from our environment. For example, the fumes from the vehicles sometimes. You see, they are very high in lead, they are very high in mercury, the fumes. So you say you're not immune to inhaling. So if maybe you're passing somewhere and a vehicle has just removed some, maybe for lack of a better word, it has just emitted some fumes, you will tend to inhale. Yeah. Another thing is from maybe the spraying of maybe the way they spray foods, you know, the chemicals, maybe, you know, some people, even the way they grow foods, they don't do it in a way that is the standards that are recommended. But you see, if you go to the market, you will not know. If you're looking for vegetables, you will not know if this one has got toxins, this one doesn't have toxins. It's not very easy to gauge, but the process, somehow how it was planted and how it was grown, it will determine. Another way someone could get these heavy metals is from the water we take, especially maybe the tap water. Sometimes you find that you can imagine those pipes that take water into our houses. Have you ever been somewhere, maybe they are being repaired, and then you look at those, you see, some of them are even, they even have got rust. And, yeah, so that's why some people, those who have a little bit of knowledge, they even tend to do distilled water. They even tend to do distilled water to avoid excessive. Okay, you cannot avoid totally, but you can control.
So, what is distilled water?
Distilled water is whereby the water has been removed. Do I say removed? It's safe because it doesn't have too much of the heavy metals, too much of the chemicals that are not necessary for your system. So if you don't have distilled water, you can maybe boil your water to very, very high temperatures, of which it's good because that if there are any worms or some organisms in the water, they will still die. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much, our viewers, for continuing to listen to us. We'll go on a short break, but when we get back, our guests will talk to us about the various body shapes that we have. Thank you.
Thank you.
What is good health? How do we attain and maintain a healthy living? Meet health specialists who will offer solutions to your everyday health problems. Join me, Frida Mboro, every Wednesday from 7 to 9 a.m. here at Nisi Television on the 911 show, where happiness begins with good health.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you heard of cases in the society of people murdering their spouses and their children? What about human beings throwing themselves off buildings? In our universities today, it's a den of crime. Students in drugs, students in habits like homosexuality, which also cuts across in our society today. What do you think? Is there anyone to blame? Do you think it's a major issue in our society? Welcome to the Deval Show, a show whereby we unmask matters happening in the society, matters which the society shies away from speaking about. And this is a place where we'll journey with you as an individual and largely in the society to find the healing of the soul and the empowerment of the spirit. My name is Kesh Susan, and I will be your host every Tuesday from 9:30 to 11:30 here at Nisi Television, where we transform life through media. Welcome to the Deval Show.
Hello. Njĩtagwo Naomi Karanja. Ngũcerete gũkũ kwa Fortune Gardens nĩ tondũ nĩ manyendeirie niĩ mũgũnda. Ngũgĩrĩte taito yakwa. Ndacoka ndakora mena mĩgũnda ĩngĩ kũrĩa Joska, Matu, Mala. Actually, ndarora mwena wakwa ndĩrona haha hena cukuru nene mũno. Ndarora ngona bypass, ndarora ngona kũndũ gũkũ kwĩna nginya thitima, kwĩna nginya maĩ.
Fortune Gardens, Jinwena Plot, nĩ marakũrehera plot cia 50 by 100. Marakwenderia na thogora wa ciringi 159. Plot ici ciothe ciena ready title deeds, oro ũndũ ũmwe na discounts. Wagũra plot mwena wa Joska Sunshine, Mala, ona kana Matu, ũraheo iheo ta shopping vouchers, ona kana school fees vouchers cia next term.
Kwoguo rĩ, ndũgacererwo. Mĩgũnda hot, mĩgũnda ĩrendio nĩ Fortune Gardens.
Mahũrĩre thimũ namba 0714 717777 kana 0727 779777. Ona ningĩ no macerere wabici-inĩ ciao mwena wa Rũai, nyũmba-inĩ ya Bena House, kũrigania na wabici cia Kenya Power gũkũ Nairobi. Fortune Gardens, Jinwena Plot, uinuke uangaze.
Greeting. Welcome to Atmos Property Management Company. We're happy to introduce to you Atmos Property Management. We are a one-stop shop for property management solution. We exist to offer exceptional property management services, connecting tenants to well-managed residential houses for both family and individuals. We know that property investors seek to have a trustworthy partners to manage their properties, investments, while tenants expect to have a place to call home and a serene environment to live in. We as Atmos Property Management, we are here to ensure that you are catered for.
Our value is utmost honesty, integrity, utmost commitment, true service, utmost care to our clients and properties, utmost competence, professionalism, utmost collaboration, unity of purpose. We offer a variety of services including rent collection, timely and consistent collection and remittance to landlords, filling vacancies, ensuring full occupancy for your property, tenants management, meeting tenant needs and ensuring your investment utilization is in order, market appraisal and information scanning to ensure our clients are in the know in regard to what's happening which has potential to impact property owners in any way. We are located at Daniel Stephen Memorial Center Building, room number RC3, second floor, opposite Kahawa West City Council Market.
What is good health? How do you attain and maintain a healthy living? Meet health specialists who will offer solutions to your everyday health problems. Join me, Freedom Boro, every Wednesday from 7 to 9 a.m. here at Nisi Television on the 911 show, where happiness begins with good health. Thank you, viewers, for watching us, following us on Thank you, our viewers, for watching us, following us on all our social media platforms. Asanteni sana kwa wanatuwatch kwa Facebook. We have few people here. We have Grace Mo here, our producer. Anasema she's learning more. Irene Nyawera, yata hajadetox mwaka yote. Then we have Louise, anasema he's following. And then we have Shiro Kamande. She has a question. What amount of cholesterol is safe? Our guest will be answering that question in a few minutes. So, but before we talk about cholesterol, now let's go back to our discussion. We said that we'll come back with, we'll talk about the various body types. Let's touch on that before we talk about cholesterol. Magdalene.
We have different body shapes.
Mm-hmm.
We have different body shapes. There's the apple shape, like the way you see the way the apple looks like this. And then there's the pear-shaped pear, like you see the way pears looks like. So that one is also contributed by different factors. Sometimes maybe someone could be obesic, maybe akona obesity, or maybe sometimes it's because of maybe some hormonal issues that maybe are contributing to the different body shapes. Yeah.
Now let's answer Shiro Kamande's question. What amount of cholesterol is safe?
So the amount of cholesterol, you just go to a clinic or you go to a hospital and they have your cholesterol checked. So there's the normal range. I'm not sure if I'm able to remember the correct one, but it should be between 5. It should be between 5. But if you go and get checked, if you have high cholesterol, you'll be told like right there. You'll be told immediately. So you need to have those. You need to have those. You need to walk into maybe a health facility to check your cholesterol levels.
How is the cholesterol level checked?
The procedure. They just like pimp your finger, maybe they just take some little blood from you and then they check, because cholesterol, as we said, is maybe the amount of fat in the blood.
Okay. What about the sugary foods? Are they healthy?
Sugary foods, foods or fruits?
Zote.
Foods. Or maybe you're referring to the sugar we put in.
Sugary, the fruits.
Oh, the sugary fruits. You're asking what is the?
Are they healthy?
There's no fruit that is wrong.
Oh no, are they unhealthy? So they're
unhealthy.
just okay.
Yes. Yeah. They're just okay. But someone who has high sugar levels or high cholesterol levels should go easy on the sugary foods. Fruits, for example. Yeah, fruits. Yeah, but a balance is always the best. You have citrus ones. You have the sugary ones. Yeah, you just have a blend. Bora to you have a variety, and you take them at intervals.
So someone who has diabetes has a lot of sugar in there.
A lot of insulin.
Insulin.
Yeah.
Sukari, diabetes, is it related?
Sukari and diabetes. Okay, when we say someone has got high insulin, it's now the organ, now the pancreas. The pancreas is not able to produce enough insulin to regulate the glucose, the sugar levels in the blood. So you see, your blood has got sugar levels. So when your pancreas produces insulin, it's able to control the amount of sugar in your blood. So you find sometimes maybe the pancreas is impaired. It's producing very little insulin. Insulin is actually a hormone. It's producing very little insulin. So when it produces little insulin, it's not able to regulate the sugar in the blood, or maybe it's not able to regulate the sugar in the blood. So that person ends up getting diabetic.
So what you mean is that someone who has diabetes, it's not like actually amekula ile chakula iko na sukari, that's why amepata diabetes.
What actually happens is this person has taken too much sugars. First of all, it could be sugars or too much carbs, that now this one is now glucose in the blood. So you see, when the glucose is high, the pancreas needs to produce insulin to control it. So when the body is not able to control it and the glucose is still high, if it's not managed over time, this person can be diabetic. Yeah, that's why you see some of them, they are on medication to control the sugar levels, because the insulin, maybe it's not producing enough insulin to control the sugar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've talked about fruit, we've talked about water, we've talked about meat. How should my plate look like? my breakfast. What should my breakfast look like? My lunch and dinner.
Okay, that question is relative because some people want to add weight, some people want to lose weight, but I'll just speak generally. Your plate, half of your plate should be veggies. Half of your plate should be veggies, and also the size of your plate. We are talking about how do I say it? It should be like a large, like flat plate. It's not like it's not like it's
a bowl.
It's not a bowl. It's a large flat plate, whereby half of it can be vegetables. We said it can be vegetables. So vegetables, they symbolize now your vitamins and minerals, and then we have the other half now split into two as protein. Now these are now the bodybuilding foods. But we said meat is also protein, but we said meat you should not exceed twice a week. Now for a healthy person. So
who does not have an underlying condition?
Yeah, who doesn't have an underlying condition. And then there are protein-based fruits and there are plant-based fruits. Foods. Proteins, proteins. Yeah. So we have the likes of kinandengu, kamande and stuff. So they should be like quarter your plate.
So let's say today, you said you should take like meat like 2 times a week.
Yeah.
So today I have meat. So tomorrow in my plate, I should not have meat. I should have something like beans, maybe?
Yeah, beans, maybe lentils, like that. And then now the other portion should be now the starch and now the carbohydrates. Yeah, but in nutrition pyramid, we normally say like there are 7 groups, which are, I don't know if we have time to.
Yes,
so that I can.
go through them.
So we have the first group, we have grain and grain products. So the grain and grain products are like, now the ugali, maize, rice, like that. And then we have maybe millet, sorghum, and then we have pulses and legumes. Now the pulses and legumes, now your beans, your lentils, they in that category. And then we have nuts and seeds. So examples of nuts and seeds, we can have now the groundnuts, cashew nuts, Brazil nuts, walnuts, almonds, macadamia, like that. And then we're in group number 3, yeah? And then there's dairy and milk products. That is also considered to be another food group. Now we are talking of food group. Previously you had asked me about a plate. How should a plate look like? But now these are food groups that should present within your meals throughout the day. And then we have eggs. That is considered to be another food group. And then we have now the meat, the fish, and the poultry. So that one is also considered to be another type of food. And then we have orange and yellow fruits and vegetables. Orange and yellow fruits and vegetables. And then we have other vegetables. We have, so those are 2 different types.
Orange and
yellow fruits and veggies.
No,
that's one. And then we have other vegetables, now the others. And then we have dark green leafy vegetables. And then we also have now the other vegetables. So the other vegetables, you can have maybe the cruciferous vegetables, like the red cabbage, purple cabbage, parsley, stuff like that. Yeah, so actually there are 10. We have 10 food groups. They are not 7, they are 10.
No, help me understand this. We have skinny people who tend to eat a lot. How do you explain that? Mtu anakula sana lakini ni mdogo.
Bado ni mdogo. That one is just related to their metabolism. Yeah, that is mostly the common cause. So you find that if your metabolism is very high, you tend to digest food very fast. So those people, we say they have high metabolism, so they don't get they don't get big.
They don't get
Sometimes people is their level of activity or the energy or the levels of energy they use. Because if you're eating food and you're also burning extra calories, so there's no one point that you'll be big even if you're eating much. Some people eat very little, but their level of activity is also minimal, so they will tend up to add a lot of weight. Some they eat the wrong type of foods. They're like, oh, I eat very small, but I gain weight. Again, the type of foods you're eating, maybe the time when you're eating, you know, and maybe that person has got a sedentary lifestyle. Maybe they're not active. Some people even hormonal issues can cause them to put on a lot of weight.
So you've mentioned the food pyramid. There's the vitamins, there's the carbs, and there's the proteins.
Yeah.
What about someone who can't afford the three groups? How is afford your protein, your carb, your vitamin? Is it a must cooler? So we call it a balanced diet. What if I like the balanced diet? What do I do?
That question is relative because me as a nutritionist, what I see mostly is the issue is not even money for balanced diets, is the choice of food. For example, how much is meat? Do you know our population consumes meat more than any other thing? Milk, someone must have tea ya maziwa like every single day. So if someone, for example, maybe has a 100 bob, for example, let me assume, you can get maybe cabbage, maybe from the local kibanda, maybe for 10 shillings or 20 shillings.
That vitamins.
Yeah. And then you can have maybe proteins, the beans. A cup is like 25 shillings, most places, if not 30. And then maybe they can have an avocado. Avocado is healthy fat. In fact, it's one of the few fruits you can take together with the food because that blend of fats together with your food is very well assimilated. I don't know, tumefika pesa ngapi?
Tumenunua 20 ya cabbage, tumenunua 25 ya marago, tuko 45, tumenunua avocado ya 10 bob, 55 shillings. So you have 45 shillings remaining. Yeah.
So let me assume if you maybe had bought a packet of maize flour, for example, you would not, if you maybe one person, you would not consume maybe a portion of maybe 45 shillings. Or even if you would put rice in that portion, it would still be relatively the same price. So you see, eating a balanced diet is not very complicated. It's not very complicated as people think. But I would say one thing that people misunderstand. For example, someone has got a certain ailment, for example. Maybe they have got maybe high blood pressure or high blood sugar. They have to go an extra cost to recover from that condition. Because if they don't do that, they're going to maybe to be taking medicine, pharmaceutical medicine, for the rest of their life, which is not cheap at all. Taking medication every day is not cheap. So you'd, if you're in a position to, you'd rather spend on healthy foods than maybe wait for you to have maybe a certain condition for you to maybe treat it, which would be very, very, very expensive.
Okay. Now we are talking about those skinny people who eat a lot and they don't add weight.
Yeah.
No, which is the healthy way of adding weight? Nimekula sinoni, lakini nataka hiyo kunona.
Okay, healthy way of adding weight. Let me say also healthy way of okay. Let me tackle one at a time. Let me healthy way of adding weight. Okay, that question again is relative. But once you have the balanced diet, even if it's going to be gradual, it would be good. Because you will choose, someone can choose the junk way and put on a lot of weight in a manner that is not healthy. Yeah.
Okay, now
that same case goes to also when someone is trying to lose weight. Healthy weight loss should be gradual. because sometimes me, I help a lot of people who want to lose weight. And now when someone comes to me, they're like, okay, how long am I going to take to lose weight? Like me, I want to lose weight like in a month, like in I don't know how many weeks. But that is not healthy, because sometimes you might lose weight in a way that you're going to deplete your body also of maybe electrolytes, maybe put your body in a certain kind of a shock. Yeah. Or maybe you're starving yourself. Maybe
in the name of wanting to lose.
Yes, and maybe it's a process that you cannot maintain. After you stop doing whatever you're doing, your weight is back. So if me, for example, I'm helping someone to lose weight, it's going to be gradual. It's going to be a lifestyle that they are comfortable with, that they can even continue in future, even, for example, if I'm not there to assist. Yeah.
Now let's talk about salads. First of all, before I even continue, is coleslaw a salad? Coleslaw, is it a salad? Because it has mayonnaise. Is it a salad? Is it a healthy salad?
Okay, it's a salad, but according to me, I would not say it's healthy salad, because mayonnaise is not healthy fats, you know. Yeah, so it's a salad, yes, but excessive or too much consumption of it, I would consider it not healthy, especially if someone also has a certain health condition. But if it's taken occasionally, I don't think it would be a problem. But it's not a must. You don't have to take mayonnaise. For example, me, I don't take mayonnaise. At all.
So what is the proper way of preparing a salad?
There are no proper way of preparing a salad, because it's, for example, it's just like how someone maybe cooks chapati, for example. There's no healthy or unhealthy way, but there are certain ingredients you can decide to put that can make it maybe more healthy. So maybe if you people have got different ways of putting salad, of preparing the salad. Some put avocados, some put tomatoes, some put cucumber. They add a little bit of a little bit of lime. They put cabbage and all that. Yeah, so there are different ways. It's just that when you're preparing, make sure you have more healthier options of your ingredients.
So salads are eaten raw. I'm not the one who has planted the salads. I've bought them from the market. That's why I was asking, how do you prepare the salads? Because the salads might have been sprayed. Some are even dirty. So what is the correct procedure?
Okay, there's another process that we call blanching, whereby, for example, if it's a cabbage, for example, you can put it in very hot water, very hot. And a few minutes or seconds after, you put it in you put it like in a very cold water, you know, or just cold water. So it's not really going to be cooked. It's still raw, but the process where you really put it in very hot water, there's some microbes that maybe could have been harmful, that will not be harmful. For example, if it's a vegetable salad and maybe you can steam it a little bit, but you know there are different kinds of salads, of course. There's some that people take them raw, so that's why I'm saying there are different methods of preparing.
So what are the different types of salads?
Okay, I may not really go into different types of salads because maybe they have names, but now the difference is the ingredients that they have put. But if someone was to blanch the process that I've just told you, if they are doing vegetables, that would be more safer for vegetables than maybe a vegetable that maybe has not been blanched or steamed. But you know, not every ingredient can be blanched. For example, like avocado, you cannot blanch avocado. You cannot blanch other fruits. They cannot be blanched because in some vegetable salads, people incorporate even some kind of fruits, pamoja na vegetables. So that's a wide topic. But for veggies, if you want to be more safe, if you want to go more safe on it, you can blanch or you can steam a little bit.
So vegetable salads, ingredients of a vegetable salad, which are they?
Okay, it's just vegetable. For example, let's do a quick one. You can do cabbage. You can put carrots. You can put onion, tomatoes, and avocado.
Okay.
That's a complete salad.
That's a complete salad.
Yeah, no, without the mayonnaise, because I'm not a mayonnaise kind of person.
Okay. What about a fruit salad? So now you combine all the...
Yeah, you can do different, but it's not. But for it to be called a salad, okay, I don't want to go like so much into salads because I believe preparing a salad is just playing around with ingredients. But now the difference is when you do more of veggies, make sure you have that option of blanching as opposed to when you're doing fruits.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there a recommended time when one should take salads?
Salads.
Yeah. I'm just anytime. I just wake up name. Well, today naanza breakfast I'm on a salad.
Okay. Salads, I would prefer them mostly in the evening. Mostly. You know, even the way people eat every day, lunch, in the morning you have to eat bread. Do you know that's just a culture? It's most of the time it's not even healthy.
It's not healthy.
It's not even healthy. That you have to do tea with milk with majani every day. It's not necessarily healthy, but it's like an in-depth conversation, yeah. And then in the evening, for example, you know our body is made of cells, right?
Yeah.
And our cells, they feed on minerals, they feed on those minerals and nutrients. So when you have more of veggies and more of fruits, your body tends to appreciate them more than, let's say, you have cooked meat, it has become carcinogenic, you know, or you see, for example, like meat. There is a way, or maybe, okay, let me bring it close. You see, like maybe something like chips, for example. You see the way they put it in the oil, and then this oil cooks again like another how many times? 3-4 times. Now this oil has become carcinogenic, and it can actually oxidize the cells in the body, meaning it can start like maybe binding with the oxygen cells in the body. You know, that is why nowadays kuna so many lifestyle diseases, people are getting cancer and all that. So as we said, it should be balanced because you cannot say, Mimi, I will live on fruits and vegetables like all my life or every day. You need a balance of all those because they play different roles in the body. You need nuts, you need eggs, you need all those that I mentioned, 10 food groups. You need all of them. Yeah, but now specifically now we were talking of evening. When you consume maybe fruits and veggies in the evening and you're going to rest, your body will use minimal energy to even digest. You see, when you take something like meat, for example, when you take something like meat, your body takes like 3 days to digest.
The meat?
Yes. Assuming now you eat meat every day. So tell me what your body will be going through at night. So it's your body is trying to rest, but it cannot rest. Your digestive system has to keep on digesting, you know. But if you had maybe something like fruits or veggies, your body will use minimal energy and then rest. That's why you find some people when they wake up, they're very tired. Yeah.
Now, is a salad a complete meal? So you have someone, mimi nataka ku lose weight, nitakula kasalad peke yake. Is it a complete meal?
Fruits is a complete meal.
So you can have a fruit salad
for supper. Exactly. Yes. You can have different types of veggies, maybe with protein. But again, as I said, that one is relative, depending on where you are, the state of your body, what health conditions you have. So if someone was to approach me, first of all, I would consider so many things before saying that this is a standard diet. For example, children are growing up. they need lots of protein. They need lots of nini. So you can't say salad is healthy. No, in the evening you give salads even to your children. Hey, it is healthy. There are different health needs for different age groups, for different kinds of people, for the different issues the body is going through. So I would say diet, there is the standard diet, but there is also tailor-made diet to depending on maybe the stage or the state of health you are at that time. Yeah.
We have Irene Warre who is asking, is it risky to feed little babies with oily foods?
Oily foods. Like maybe, let me assume she wanted to say foods that have got too much oil. Okay. One thing I would go against, let me say go against, but in a very polite way. There are these things people apply on bread.
Butter.
Okay, I'm not talking about butter specifically because butter is nuts, jugu karanga. And they give this to babies and all that. Something that you cannot really trace the nutritional value. I would say as a parent, go easy on that. I don't want to mention brands, but go easy on that. Kitu ingine, she has talked of oils. There are oils that are not saturated. For example, one of the best oils we have for cooking would be coconut oil and olive oil. But you see, they're expensive. So if you do vegetable oil, you can limit. So don't, if it's, for example, the baby's food, don't put the food and then you can see a layer of oil floating on top of the food. And again, don't keep on boiling the baby's food because if the baby, for example, has got issues with appetite, to make it more palatable, maybe you can just fry kidogo. Because most people tend to give babies food that even themselves, they cannot be able to eat. But again, that depends also with the way you have trained your baby's taste buds. Yeah, there's a way you've trained your baby taste buds. But of course, as the baby grows, you will tend to see the different dishes your baby appreciates or likes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we'll take a short break, and when we get back, we'll talk about more and expand on this topic.
Okay, thank you.
What is good health? How do we attain and maintain a healthy living? Meet health specialists who will offer solutions to your everyday health problems. Join me, Frida Mboro, every Wednesday from 7 to 9 a.m. here at Nisi Television on the 911 show, where happiness begins with good health.
Welcome to Nisi Television, House of Rest. We are a Christian TV station airing spiritual, nourishing, and morally shaping content. To advertise your product and service or book a preaching session with us, call us on 0745 849622 or 0722 358590. You can also email us at nisitv2020@gmail.com. Nisi Television, House of Rest.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you heard of cases in the society of people murdering their spouses and their children? What about human beings throwing themselves off buildings? In our universities today, it's a den of crime. Students in drugs, students in habits like homosexuality, which also cuts across in our society today. What do you think? Is there anyone to blame? Do you think it's a major issue in our society? Welcome to the Deval Show, a show whereby we unmask matters happening in the society, matters which the society shies away from speaking about. And this is a place where we'll journey with you as an individual and largely in the society to find the healing of the soul and the empowerment of the spirit. My name is Kesh Susan, and I will be your host every Tuesday from 9:30 to 11:30 here at Nisi Television, where we transform life through media. Welcome to the Divulge Show.
What is good health? How do we attain and maintain a healthy living? Meet health specialists who will offer solutions to your everyday health problems. Join me, Frida Mboro, every Wednesday from 7 to 9 a.m. here at Nisi Television on the 911 show, where happiness begins with good health. Welcome back on the 911 show, where happiness begins with good health. Still with me in studio, we have Magdalene, who is a nutritionist. Magdalene, now let's talk about value of sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds.
The nutritional value, or their difference, the difference between
the value of the seeds.
Value. Mm-hmm. So with both sunflower and pumpkin seeds, mm-hmm. They have the same nutritional value of fats, mm-hmm. Vitamins, minerals, mm-hmm. and ratios of omegas 3. Mm-hmm. But now when it comes to pumpkin seeds, it tends to have more of zinc. Mm-hmm. It has more of zinc, mm-hmm. And it has more of selenium, mm-hmm. and B vitamins. Mm-hmm. And it's good also for intestinal parasites. Mm-hmm. It alkalizes your body. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When we come to sunflower seeds, mm-hmm. as I said, their nutritional value is almost similar. But now with this one, it has more of B1. That is B1 vitamin, so that's niacin. It has more of folates. Yeah. So those are the main differences now between the two.
How are they actually consumed? Mm-hmm. People know sunflower seeds are good, mm-hmm. pumpkin seeds are good. Yeah. How are they consumed? How do you prepare them?
How you prepare them? There are different ways you can prepare them. For example, you can like the way you put a powder when you're doing rice. Mm-hmm. You can what do we say? You can grind them. Mm-hmm. You can grind them, or you can roast them. Mm-hmm. They can be roasted, mm-hmm. especially the pumpkin seeds. You can roast them, take them maybe together with ground nuts. Mm-hmm. You can boil them. Some people prefer to boil. Mm-hmm. Actually, some people boil like the whole pumpkin together, mm-hmm. with the seeds. Mm-hmm. So you can actually boil them. But you can also roast them so that you can eat them like they are. It's not like they are raw. Mm-hmm. It's not like they are cooked. They're just somewhere. Yeah, they're just somewhere there. Mm-hmm. But there's some people who use it in porridge flour, mm-hmm. whereby you can find maybe someone can maybe grill some maize. Roast some maize, not roast, grill maize, roast some maybe ground nuts, and maybe roast some pumpkin, and then have maybe like a porridge flour, or add it to a porridge flour, which is very nutritious.
Now let's touch on the brown foods, which are not so good. The brown rice, brown chapati, brown bread. People say that they're healthy. What is the value of the brown foods? Brown foods.
Okay, as you have said, in this day and age, it's really important to like define brown foods, because what people call the brown foods, some of them are not really brown foods. But if you find brown foods, what qualifies it to be called a brown food is that it's whole grained. If it's whole grained, it means It has the whole nutritional value, like the fiber. Its fiber content is intact. As we said, fiber is good for digestion and also lowering of cholesterol. Yeah, so have I answered you, really?
Not really. It's value.
Or how nutritious it is.
Yes.
Okay. So the whole foods or the brown foods, they are high in fiber compared to the white foods. So being high in fiber, they are able to give you good digestion. They prevent constipation. When they bind to your cholesterol, that cholesterol cannot be absorbed into your bloodstream. Again, it will reduce the spike of glucose in your blood. The reason why we also advise people who are diabetic to take brown foods is because when they take brown foods, the sugar content in the food that has just been digested is released slowly into the blood. But if you take a simple carbohydrate, we call them simple carbohydrate, your sugar levels just spike. You see? And that is why people who take more of simple carbohydrates, they end up adding more weight than people who have taken complex carbohydrates. We call them complex. Now we consider them brown. Yeah, because this one will be digested very early, very quickly, and then it will spike glucose. And then if this glucose is excess, it's again stored. But if someone has had maybe this brown or this complex carbohydrates, as they're being digested, they are released slowly into the blood. Yeah, and then it prevents all those other things we have just mentioned.
Now there's someone out there who really wants to work on their belly fat. How does she go about that?
It has to be a she.
Yeah, of course, it's a she.
Oh my God. So, for belly fat, mostly, let's go to the causes of belly fat. Mostly belly fat is caused by wheat. Wheat. Someone has to have mandazi, chapati every day, wheat. So a high consumption of wheat, taking excess carbohydrates or starch that is being stored into the body. So you see, your body will start looking for places to deposit the excess, and you know, and the belly fat is one of the best grounds for the deposits, apart from other fat tissues. Oh yeah, so that is one. We are talking about belly fat. Okay, eating also foods that are less in starch. Yeah, that are less in starch. For example, someone is having too much of chipo, too much of meat, too much of what? Even alcohol. You know, alcohol has got a lot of sugars and beverages like sodas and stuff. Because you can find maybe a soda has got, maybe one soda has got, if you equate it to maybe sugar, maybe you find like it's equivalent to maybe more than 20 teaspoons of sugar. Yeah, even sugar, even excess sugar is also deposited in your body as fat. So the belly fat tends to be one of the suitable places whereby this excess is also tend to deposit. Another thing, someone could be having a lot of colon buildup. That is another thing, because most of my clients, especially those I have given colon cleansers, by the time someone has done the colon cleanser, before they even start burning the fat, the stomach has already shrunk.
What is colon cleansing?
Colon cleanser, you can have it in form of a product, or you can have it in form of a juice, yeah, like that. But for me, like I've got access to these products. I call them superfoods because they have higher nutritional value than your normal foods. Yeah, so when someone takes, it's able to maybe scrap the colon, the digestive system, intestines and all that. So someone if someone tends to like, when they go to maybe a long call, they find too much fecal matter, or some even diarrhea. So if someone was big, you know, most of my clients, they tell me, hey, I looked at that waist and I was like, wow, was that me? You know? Yeah. So these things do happen. It's only that people are very busy in their day-to-day life. They are not really keen on the overall effect of everything they are consuming.
Now, you've talked about the belly fat caused by what we consume. What about the belly fat that comes after giving birth? How do you work on that one?
That one is different because some people have gone through a cesarean section or section. Yes. So their muscles might not contract the same as someone maybe who has not gone through that. So they should not be very hard on themselves, like someone who maybe is maybe who has not gone through that procedure. But it's not to say that there's nothing they can do about it. Of course they can do about it, depending on how their body can be able to tolerate. Yeah.
Now, we have Grace Mo here who is asking, does taking more water, especially in the morning, and maybe hot or warm water, reduce belly fat?
Yes, it will, to some extent. Do you know why? Because it will help with digestion, so that will help to reduce colon build-up. Yes, it will reduce colon build-up, it will reduce constipation, and most importantly, it will help you to flush toxins from your body. Yeah.
Now, there are times when you feel your stomach is so full, ni kama iko na gas. Bloating. What causes bloating?
Bloating. Okay, there are a number of things that cause bloating. One, overeating. And also not considering the time, maybe the food you've taken last, if it's been fully digested before you consume your next meal. So that could be one. Another thing, constipation. Someone who's like always constipated, most at times they have issues with bloating. As we were talking earlier, I was also telling you about the body being alkaline, acidic, depending also on the types of foods someone has chosen to have. The body could tend to change the pH, and that could also bring issues to their stomach. For example, you cannot compare someone who is junking with someone who is taking healthy foods. Both of these will have a certain degree of impact on the pH, of the body. So those are some of the things that can cause bloating.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't ask this question, kuna mtu atakasirika sana. Do bananas boost moods?
Moods?
Yes.
Yes, because they tend to like spike your sugar. Anything that spike your sugar, like like for example, for us ladies, you know, there's a difference when you are out with your friends, you've taken chocolate, you've taken what, you tend to be a little bit, you know, hyper, for lack of a better word. Now, assuming you are somewhere and you're very hungry, and then someone is like trying to talk to you, you'll be like,
Apana.
Because your moods and your sugar levels and moods, they go hand in hand. Yeah, apart from now other issues that can affect mood.
Now, do the dairy products, that is the milk, the yogurts, do they cause acne?
Yes, they do.
How aji? Zinaandamana aji?
For a lady or for a gent?
For a lady.
For a lady.
Yes.
Okay, for acne, I would say, first of all, I said milk is one of the foods that the mucus forming. Yeah. So when there's so much accumulated in the body, you know, your skin is an actual reflection of what is happening in your system. For example, if you have a very bad digestion, you have a lot of toxins, it's actually gonna pop up on your face. So that is one. And we're saying it is contributed by some of the foods, the mucus forming foods, milk being one of them. So that is one. Another thing, there are foods that maybe affect your hormonal levels. Okay, I didn't want to get into this deep into this because some topics are a little bit controversial. But you see, there are some things like, for example, like now the milk. Where does the milk come from?
Of course, it's from a cow.
From a cow. And a cow, of course, has got mammary glands, meaning it has got hormones, right? So when someone is taking too much of or maybe the milk, the what, of course it will have the effect on their hormonal levels. Okay, let me bring it close. When a lady is menstruating, of course, even sometimes they tend to have pimples and all that. Why? Because the hormonal level has changed. And the other very reason that people don't like to hear, junk would definitely cause an acne breakout, apart from all those other things I've mentioned.
So what is the value of taking a beetroot?
Beetroot, wow. Beetroot, we consider it to be, depending on the nutritional value it has, we consider it to be in the class of superfoods. Yeah, that's why even you hear when some people have got cancer issues, they consume beetroot to even add the level of antioxidants in the body. Some people, when they've got too much acidity in the body, they tend to use beetroot. Some people maybe trying to control also their sugar levels, they can also incorporate beetroot. Yeah. Among other things, of course. Yeah, among other things.
So we have these people who work out. Kule kwa gym wanapiga tizi. Diet ya mtu mwenye anapiga tizi ni
Okay, I might not be able to exhaust, even though those people who do gym and stuff, when they contact me, I do for them a meal plan. But there is one trick to everything. The truth is they need a high protein diet. Why? Because this will help to increase their muscle. Their muscle mass. Yes, it will help to increase their muscle mass, and it will give them a lot of fuel to take them through the process. Yeah, because you need that fuel, you need that endurance when you are exercising. It's like an athlete trying to, okay, let me not say an athlete, someone who has not eaten well, trying to exercise. Compare that to someone who has eaten this high, maybe protein dense food, exercising. So those two people, they are on on different levels. So baseline is someone who is in sports, they need a high protein diet. There's also a kind of calorie diet they need that is tailor-made again to individuals. So if you have maybe like a nutritionist, they can guide you through the specifics. Because even all this diet we have mentioned, it is still specific to individuals.
So still on these people who work out, when is the right time for them to eat? Is it before they work out, after they work out? So how does it go? When they eat before, it's much more better. Why? Because it will give them the energy that they need to work out, or they might need for that process. And again, they are going to also burn that. They're also going to use that energy in that process, as opposed to maybe they are finished and then maybe they eat afterwards. They might actually end up eating a lot because also the energy value has increased. So we have someone who is asking the proper diet for someone who has cancer, considering that they're taking medicine.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if that person can also follow me for tailor-made advice, because there are other superfoods that I would recommend for such a person, apart from apart from the normal diet. But baseline is that someone with cancer needs a very high antioxidant level, very high antioxidant foods, you know. So I'll be helping them to go through foods that are high in antioxidant. For example, there's this one superfood. Let me just say about it, because during my practice I have used it even with several patients. There's this particular superfood that is called Moringa oleifera. Moringa oleifera.
That one.
Yes. So with this moringa, there was this patient who was going through chemo and all that. They were trying to recover from the chemo, but they were still taking some superfoods, of course with the guidance of a nutritionist. You just don't want to go and lead yourself out there. So immediately after the chemo, if this patient would take maybe a teaspoonful of moringa, maybe put it on the tongue. You see, after chemo, even the tongue is black because of the radiation process. Yeah. So if they put maybe moringa on their tongue, it would turn like white immediately from maybe being black or any other color it would turn. So that shows you the level of the antioxidant that is in this particular superfood. Yeah. But that's a whole diet, because you need to know the age of this patient. You need to know if they have any other condition. Yeah, so there are so many things to consider before you even tell that person this is the diet you should go. But for a person with cancer, a diet with high antioxidant is what they need, because they are bringing their cells back to life. They're bringing their cells back to life. Yeah. So because basically cancer is just an abnormal cell trying to overtake or function in the body, you know. So when you're introducing foods that are high in antioxidant, you are reducing their function and increasing the function of the normal cells in the body, the healthy cells in the body.
So okay, now we are going to wind up. So as a nutritionist, what is your parting shot?
My parting shot, I would say that there are many people that are doing the nutrition services and all that. Yeah, but basically for me, what I basically focus on, or I basically base on, is helping people to reverse health conditions with diet and other superfoods that are nutritious. And of course, as we know at the back of our minds, nutrition is all about balance, a balance of everything, so that your body can be able to achieve, so that your body can be able to stay healthy, nourished, and hydrated. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, Magdalene. I know you've learned more from today's episode on healthy lifestyle and nutrition. I didn't know that bananas boost moods. Yes, that's something that I've learned today. Thank you so much for joining us on today's 911 show, where happiness begins with good health. Until next time, have a good day. Bye-bye.